75 years of India's independence, 75 years of India-France diplomatic relations, and 25 years of India-France strategic partnership, the first such declaration for both the countries. This gala dinner was to be the high point of a 5-day festival of India named Namaste France. Due to the reasons that you would understand, the festival has been postponed and will hopefully be back later this summer. But today, enjoy an evening of a culinary and cultural feast that immerse you into the eternal and contemporary India in all its diversity, and experience the warmth of a unique friendship between two great countries, celebrated through what our countries love the most, cuisine and culture, meaning flavors of India à la française.
We hope you are enjoying the amuse-bouche at the entry. Feel to read your menu card for the description of the dishes prepared by Chef Devduta Gupta. We are sure somebody should know. It's the first surprise of this evening. The wine you just had is come from India. The Chandon Rosé is full fruity and delicate Syrah sparkling wine, crafted since 2014 in Nashik in the Western Ghats mountain range by world-famous sparkling wine brand Chandon. Tonight, we are delighted to welcome the Minister Delegate for Foreign Trade, Economic Attractiveness and French National Award, Minister Olivier Becht. We are delighted to welcome the Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Minister Piyush Goyal. We thank our partners and sponsors for their generous support for Namaste Friends and the Gala Dinner. Et pour démarrer au mieux cette soirée, mesdames et messieurs, quoi de mieux que vous proposer une belle façon de célébrer l'amitié et la fascination entre nos deux peuples. Vous le savez, la musique et les chansons sont leur meilleure expression, surtout en Inde. Dans quelques instants, deux artistes vont faire leur apparition sur scène. Aparna Sridhar est une chanteuse classique hindoustanie de formation qui vit à Paris. Elle sera accompagnée dans quelques secondes par Pascal Henny, acteur et chanteur français, également appelé Pascal of Bollywood. Il s'est notamment fait connaître en interprétant les chansons du cinéma indien. Ils vont interpréter tous les deux une ballade mélangeant le français et l'hindi. Il s'agit d'une adaptation de La Vie en rose d'Edith Piaf par le fameux compositeur Pierre Elal, écrite en hindi par Nida Fazli, extraite d'un film indien inconnu. Mesdames et messieurs, je vais vous demander de faire un tonnerre d'applaudissements à Aparna Sridhar et Pascal of Bollywood.
जब से देखी उसकी आंखें हैरत में हैं मेरी आंखें देखो तो वो जादू जैसी सोचो तो खुशबू जैसी
यूं ही उसने कुछ कहा और मैंने कुछ सुना संवर गई जब से वो मेरा हुआ फिर मेरी हो गई दुनिया की हर एक खुशी
आया वो दिल में मेरे यूं बन के बेखुदी मेरे हर ख्याल में सोचा था जिसको तू है वही जाने मन जाने वफा कहूँ तेरे सिवा किससे दिल की बात Des nuits d'amour à plus finir
Au grand bonheur qui prend sa place
Les ennuis Les chagrins s'effacent, heureux à mourir.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vole en vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose.
Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause.
C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi dans la vie.
Tu me l'as dit, me l'as juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Suciata disco tu hai वही
चाहता जिसको तू है वही
dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Thank you, Aparna Sridhar and Pascal of Bollywood for setting the mood for the evening. Now, let's sit back and enjoy 30 minutes of enchanting music by three-time Grammy Award winner and United Nations Goodwill Ambassador Ricky Cage, an active campaigner for climate action and conservation of nature. Ricky Cage will deliver a performance with themes of nature, sustainability, and Indian tradition of conservation, featuring virtuoso musicians and spectacular visuals. The performance will be a powerful audiovisual experience, a beautiful and melodious blend of traditional, contemporary, and folk music with an Indian soul. Please put your hands together for Ricky Cage.
Namaskar everyone! Namaste everyone!
Thank you to Ricky Kay for supporting a better, safer, more prosperous future.
Ricky Cash, our champion for nature.
I have to take this opportunity to say thank you to Ricky Cash. Ricky has been inspiring and is one of our champions.
My brother Ricky, I'm really proud of you as always.
Here was a man full of energy who was ready to work with these young people and happy to bring hope back to their lives.
And the Grammy goes to Winds of Samsara.
I'd like to thank the Recording Academy. Asadoma Sadgamaya Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you.
And the Grammy goes to Stuart Copeland and Ricky Cage.
In India, we've got a saying called as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which literally means the world is one family. Live in peace with all entities on this planet, whether it is the animals, the wildlife, the forests.
Stuart Copeland, Divine Ties, and Ricky Kay.
Namaste and thank you.
Climate change is absolutely real. Climate change is human-induced, and our actions are affecting countries on the other side of the world.
Chante avec moi. Will you sing with me? Sing with me, come on. One song, one song, one song.
One song, one song, one song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
One song, one song, one song.
One song, one song, one song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
One last time, I want everyone in the room to sing with me, please. One song, one song, one song.
One song, one song, one song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
Reach out, let us join hands and sing this earth song.
Give it up for yourself, Paris. You're lovely, you're beautiful. Bisou.
Sad Basroor on vocals, Ravi Chandra Kulur on flute, Sudhir on vocals, Varshita on vocals, and Giridhar Udupa on various percussion. Namaste, everyone. You can respond. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much. It's a huge honor for all of us to present our music for you today. Huge, huge honor. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Your Excellency, our ambassador, and of course, Olivier Best, Honorable Minister, and one of my favorite persons in the world, that is our Honorable Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal. A huge honor to present our music for you today, and I'll explain to you why it's a huge honor and why I consider him to be one of my favorite human beings on this planet a little later on. But nevertheless, and of course, all of you, the best of the best in the world, a big round of applause for you. Come on. Now, our next song is a song about water. Now, for this song, we had to look no further than our own great river, Ganga. A few of you know the river Ganga as the river Ganges. Now, what very few people know is that the river Ganga nourishes the lives of over 1/10 of the world's population. That's how amazing this river is. This river, for all of us, the river Ganga is a symbol of spirituality, of love, of devotion, and of life itself. So through this song, follow her journey through the song, from where she takes birth in the Himalayas to where this river completes her journey into the Bay of Bengal, nourishing hundreds and millions of lives along her way. Here is our next song. It's called Ganga. त्रिपथगा दिव्या शीततोया अशैवला
भगवती गंगे त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे शंकर मौलि विहारिणी विमले मम मतिरासं तव पद कमले अलकानंदे परमानंदे गुरु करुणामय धातर वंदे तव तकनिकटे यस्य निवास खलु वैकुंठे यस्य निवास.
Thank you so much. So in 2015, an album of mine that is Shanti Samsara was launched at the Paris Climate Change Conference, that is the COP21, which happened over here. And this album was launched by our very honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji. And he very graciously gifted this album to the then French President and the then United Nations Secretary General. Of course, Mr. Piyush Goyal was a very, very key person when it came to the Paris Climate Change Conference. In fact, not just for us Indians, but for everyone all over the world. All of us Indians are extremely proud of him. I think a big round of applause to Mr. Piyush Goyal. Come on, you can do better than that. And when I was watching the Paris Climate Change Conference, one world leader who absolutely caught my attention was President Anote Tong of the Pacific island nation of Kiribati. Now, President Anote Tong went up on stage and he gave a very short presentation. All that he said was, all you 195 countries present over here, please pass a resolution that ensures that my people of Kiribati stay above the water. Now, that was a very powerful statement. It quite shook me. So Kiribati is an island nation in the South Pacific, 21 inhabited islands and very low-lying atoll islands. And during our lifetime, the tallest point in any of these islands is going to be completely submerged and they're going to disappear from the face of the earth. So they are predicted to be the first country that's going to go completely underwater due to climate change. So I went to Kiribati, spent a few weeks over there, spent some time with the president, spent time with the people, and I realized that this is a country that does not take more than they can give back from nature. They are an environmentally conscious society. But yet if all of us developed nations and developing nations, if we could build domes around our borders and keep our carbon emission and pollution within our own borders, then countries like Kiribati have nothing to worry about. But then our carbon emissions become their carbon emissions. We've got one atmosphere, a really thin one, and they are suffering the consequences of our actions because they are on the front line of climate change and they're low-lying islands. So I made a song with them, with their president, with their people, with their culture, and of course from a completely Indian perspective, we made this song. You can hear their three-term ex-president speaking to us through this song. This song is called Vishwa.
Change within the century, our entire nation will be underwater. As in some countries, you have a cyclone, a hurricane. Over time, the land remains there, the water recedes. In our case, it does not. It's a disaster that doesn't go away. Our reality is that we have communities who already have to relocate. They've left their villages. We have communities which are on the verge of doing the same thing. And so, for us, climate change is not something that's likely to happen in the future. It is happening. We are facing it.
पढ़ पढ़ आलम फाज़िल होयो कदे अपने आप तू पढ़िया ना भज भज वड़न मंदिर मसीती कदे मन अंदर तू वड़िया ना ऐ बेरोज शैतान न लड़न कदे नफ्स अपने ना लड़या ना बुले आसमानी उड़निया बड़ो ते जेड़ा घर बैठा उन्नू बड़या
Sudhir on vocals, Ravichandra Kulur on flute.
So all those Kiribati children that you saw in that video behind me, if you just think about it, these children will not have the opportunity to grow up in their own country because very soon they're going to become refugees of a new kind, and that is known as climate refugees. So we may or may not be able to do anything about Kiribati's future, but we can definitely use Kiribati as a very strong example to showcase that climate change is not some vague phenomenon that may or may not happen in the future. Climate change is real. It is human-induced. It is, there are current victims of climate change, and our actions over here can have disastrous consequences on people on the other side of the world. Anyway, moving on. So, in India, we've got tremendous respect for our farmers because our farmers are the backbone of our country. So what we did was that we collaborated with some real working tribal farmers of India, real working indigenous farmers of India, because they are absolutely amazing. They practice the purest form of agriculture. They are so skilled. They've got all this indigenous knowledge that has been passed down for many, many years, many generations. But more importantly for us, they've got songs that have been passed down from generation to generation. Some of these songs are more than 3,000 years old. So we collaborated with some such farmers. You'll be able to see these amazing tribal singing farmers on the big screen behind me collaborating with us. Our next song is called the One with Earth song.
nature knows best. She's everything we need. What an amazing gift this is, to be conscious and choose to do what's right. We gotta stand up and fight.
The tribal farmers of India, a big round of applause for them. Varshita on vocals, Giridhar Udupa on percussion.
And of course, Ravi Chandra Kulur on flute. So my father comes from this beautiful state in India. That state is called Rajasthan. It's got some amazing musical traditions, musical cultures, which is very unique to the state. So we decided why not perform the most famous folk song ever from Rajasthan. But of course, in my own version, in a very modern yet respectful version. So here is our version of the famous Rajasthani folk song, Kesariya Balam. Sudhir Yaduvanshi on vocals. A big round of applause for him. Did you all enjoy that one?
So y'all are going to love this one. This one is arguably the most famous folk song ever out of India. If you believe that you probably have not listened to this, that's absolutely wrong, because in some place, some time zone, somewhere in your life, you've definitely listened to this song. This one is our own version
of the famous folk song from India, Damadam Mast Kalandar.
शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अल्लाह पहला नंबर कलंदर लाल कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर हो लाल मेरी पत रखियो मला झूले डालन सिंधुड़ी दा सेवण दा सगी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अल्लाह पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर हो दमादम मस्त कलंदर अल्लाह पहला नंबर कलंदर लाल कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर ओ हो लाल मेरी भाई लाल मेरी बाजे नाड़ बजे खड़ी याल बना झूले लालन माला नाड़ बजे खड़ी याल बना झूले लालन जिंदनी दा सेवण दा सगी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर कलंदर लाल कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो बला झूले लालन जिंदनी दा सेवण दा सगी शाबाश कलंदर
Everybody! Dum lal lal 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 dum lal lal dum lal lal dum lal lal दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर कलंदर लाल कलंदर
दमादम मस्त कलंदर एवरीबॉडी दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर कलंदर लाल कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर
on vocals. Sid, do you want to teach everyone?
We're coming to the end of this. You want to teach everybody the song?
Yes, of course. This is a lot simpler than the last time. No words. All you gotta do is whoa, 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 whoa. Beautiful. One more thing. I'm sure all of you have one of these. Everyone take out their phones and shine your light, because this one's called Shine Your Light.
Everyone, you got a cell phone.
हम सब साथ यहाँ हैं, हम सब साथ यहाँ हैं, फर्क कहाँ है, कोई फर्क कहाँ है? Hey! चलो हाथ बढ़ाएं, चलो सबको बताएं, चलो हाथ बढ़ाएं, चलो सबको बताएं, कोई भी यहाँ अकेला ना है. It's time, let's do this. It's our time, let's do this. It's time to shine a light. Let's do this. It's time to shine your light. Whoa, whoa.
Everybody.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. It is time to shine your light. जो साथ निभाऊं, तू जो साथ निभाए, तो बात बन जाए, तो ये रात डर जाए.
मैं जो साथ निभाऊं, तू जो साथ निभाए, तो बात बन जाए, तो ये रात ढल जाए.
चलो हाथ बढ़ाएं, चलो सबको दिखाएं,
चलो हाथ बढ़ाए, चलो सबको दिखाए,
कोई भी यहाँ अकेला ना है. It's time, let's do this. It's our time, let's do this. It's time to
Thank you so much, everyone. Quickly, Ravi Chandra Kulur, Sudhir, Siddharth, Varshita, Giridhar. So now we've come to the end right now. This is the last song. And we've left.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So we've come to the end now, and we've saved the best for the last. This is a really short one. In India, we've got a very important Sanskrit phrase, which is at the heart of our civilization, at the heart of who we are as Indians. It is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Repeat after me. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Come on. Almost right. Anyway, so Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam literally means the world is one family. It is also the theme for our G20 presidency. Our G20 presidency is all about one earth, one family, and all of us have a common future. What can be more beautiful than that? Now, okay, big round of applause for that. Come on. So we in India believe that we are much more just human beings. In fact, when we talk about coexistence, we don't talk just about living in peace and harmony between all of us human beings. We talk about living in absolute peace and absolute harmony with all life. That is human beings, the forest, the wildlife, all life. Now, so what, like if you look, I mean the forest and wildlife basically define us. If you look at us human beings, we've been here for just 300,000 years. Our forests and wildlife have been here for 300 million years. So our forests and wildlife define our beauty, they define our sustainability, and without healthy forests and healthy ecosystems, we as human beings will cease to exist. Am I right? Yeah. So we made an instrumental version of our favorite tune in the whole world, that is the Indian National Anthem. And we decided to dedicate this Indian National Anthem, this instrumental version of our Indian National Anthem, to our beautiful forests and wildlife. Now, if you would all please indulge me, let us all rise in respect for the forests and wildlife of our country. Let us all rise for our forests and wildlife of our country. Let us all rise in respect for our Indian National Anthem. One earth, one family, and one common future for all of us, India and France. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much to listen to our honored guest for this evening. But before we do that, may I invite His Excellency Javed Ashraf, Ambassador of India to France and Monaco. He will welcome you and speak about his vision, the concept and the creation that went into this festival. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, Mr. Javed Ashraf.
Monsieur le ministre, Mesdames et Messieurs les élus, permettez-moi de parler en anglais car ici, j'ai mon ministre avec une délégation de l'industrie et des artistes de l'Inde et au-delà. Merci d'avance pour votre compréhension. Ladies and gentlemen, because of my minister, I will switch and the delegation to English as is the language of the evening. Honorable Minister for Commerce, Industry, Minister for Textiles, Minister for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Shri Piyush Goyal, Leader of the Upper House in Indian Parliament. You've been at the heart of the economic transformation, inclusion, and empowerment, digitalization that is underway in India, realizing and executing the vision outlined by our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Your presence here has given a great boost to our strategic partnership, of which the economic pillar is a very important one. So thank you very much for being here today. And you saw in this extraordinary business summit this morning, where we had more than 400 participants of really high quality, how much importance the people of France, the businesses of France attach to this strategic partnership. Mr. Minister Delegate for International Trade, for Economic Attractiveness, and for French nationals abroad, Mr. Olivier Bech, it's a real honor to have you here. You've been a great champion of India-France economic partnership, and that was amply demonstrated this morning when you spent a great deal of time with us, and this evening when you've joined us for this gala dinner. To the elected representatives of the French Assembly, the Senate, the mayors and deputy mayors, ambassadors, my colleague, including my own permanent representative to UNESCO, Vishal Sharma, business leaders, leaders from the academia, culture, art, senior government officials, my colleagues from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Secretary General for National Security and Defense, Mr. Stephen Bouillon, the Director General for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, my great friend, Philippe Herrera, and to this wonderful, wonderful leaders of the Indian community here in France. And a very warm welcome especially, very especially to this impressive delegation of CII, top CEOs from India who accompanied the minister and who had made this event, as well as the business event in the morning, such a productive one. I'd like in particular to recognize Sri Sanjeev Puri, the leader of the delegation, and Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, the Secretary General of CII. Now, long ago, there used to be a film in India, still very popular, called Evening in Paris. No, I'm not talking about Emily in Paris. But this evening is really about India in Paris. This room, this wonderful venue is filled with the warmth of this extraordinary friendship between our two great countries, by the presence of so many of you who are the architects, who are the drivers, and who are the anchors of our relationship. Believe me, the greatest challenge in organizing this evening was to decide the seating plan. All of you are so special to us. So if any of you felt you aren't where you should be, the regret is entirely mine. This gala dinner was supposed to be the high point of a week-long festival of India, Namaste France, which was to take place here from the 7th to the 12th of April in this extraordinary venue, La Scène Musicale. But for reasons we all know, we had decided to postpone it. But I assure you that we'll be back bigger and better in the first week of July. Namaste France is a commitment, fulfillment of a commitment made in the joint statement between His Excellency President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi for reciprocal festivals Bonjour India and Namaste France. Over the past year, we've held 70 events throughout France, but we wanted to do something on a scale and quality that would do justice to the diversity and the immense wealth of Indian heritage, that would pay tribute to the deep reverence that people of India and France have for art, culture, and aesthetics, and that would do justice to the strength and the quality of our strategic partnership. But we also wanted to do something that would do justice to the great city of Paris, because for Paris, nothing less than extraordinary will do. And therefore, we decided to have an event on this scale here this morning, this evening, and when we come back, it will be on a bigger scale in July. This is also a time of anniversaries. We're celebrating the 75 years of India's independence, 75 years of India-France diplomatic ties, and 25 years of strategic partnership between India and France. This is the first strategic partnership that India signed with any country. Now, we know that milestones are always occasions to commemorate, but that occasion becomes celebration when the journey to that milestone has been a remarkable one. And over the past 25 years, India and France have transformed their relationship. It is a relationship that has shown strength, resilience, and steadiness in the darkest of storms, and it has ridden with boldness, innovation, and forward-looking approach on the high tides of possibilities. And when we think of the future in this time of turbulence, turmoil, and transitions that come but rarely in history, the salience of this relationship will become even more. For the cohesion and stability of the international order, for the strategic autonomy of our two countries, for multilateralism marked by the discipline of a multipolarity, for a free, inclusive, peaceful, and secure Indo-Pacific, for the challenges that lie ahead of us, climate change, food security, hunger, clean energy, and more. But our relationship will always mean a lot to both of us. Our defense cooperation is stronger than ever before, and it extends from the seabed to the space. Our economic partnership is building economic prosperity, sovereignty, and supply chain resilience. Together, we are combating climate change, fighting biodiversity erosion, ocean pollution, plastic pollution, and more. And in this age of digital technology and daily disruptions, our convergences and complementarities are leading us to secure a partnership for the future in this digital age. But more than anything else over the past 25 years and beyond, it is the hearts and minds that are coming together in this wonderful Indian community here, in the students, in the field of art and culture, in museums, on the streets of India and the streets of France. We see more and more our hearts and minds coming together. And here we are laying the foundations of a deeper, stronger, and more consequential partnership for our two countries and for the world. And as we look ahead to the next 25 years, when we'll reach 100 years, our two leaders will outline later in the year a vision of great ambition and aspiration that will definitely have an impact on the course of this world. But for me now, it is really left to simply thank all of those who made this evening and indeed the festival possible. Let me, of course, start with our Ministry of Culture, without whose deep pockets and support we wouldn't be here, but also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in France. They've been of great help to us. But I'd like to thank, in particular, individually, all the sponsors who've stood with us, because when they have stood with us, it isn't because of just us, because of their faith and belief in the strength and the future of our partnership. Let me begin with GMR. Now, there's an interesting story to GMR, besides the fact that they have a partnership with ADP. When I did something like this, a mega festival in Singapore, GMR was one of our partners. And when I got posted here, Mr. Kiran Rao, who unfortunately couldn't be here because of illness, he told me, if you will ever do the same thing, we'll be there with you. So I'd like to thank GMR because of the support they have provided us. When you think of Saint-Gobain, there is no way you can escape a Saint-Gobain product anywhere in the world, certainly not in India. You'd be happy to know that we are among their 75 countries. We are among the 3 most profitable, and we have been told we'll soon be the #1 in India. India will be their #1 country. But more than building materials or glass, they are investing in making our cities and our buildings more hospitable, more habitable, and our planet healthier. So thank you for your support too, Saint-Gobain. All of you have seen the images of the magic of Indian beauty, or Indian craft and the beauty of French fashion coming together on March 30th before the iconic Gateway of India in Mumbai to a global audience. That was the Dior fashion show that drew so much from Indian craft. And when the global audience saw it, they were seeing something beyond just the deep appreciation of Indians and French for art and aesthetics. They were also seeing the magic of India-France partnership. So thank you, LVMH, for your support. When we talk of partnerships, Capgemini comes to my mind because Capgemini could be an Indian company. It is a French company because they employ more people Indian than they do over here. But it isn't about Capgemini's turnover or bottom line here or in India, or what they do together for the rest of the world. It is because Capgemini's innovation centers in India are working with Indians to shape a better world for our people in the world. So Capgemini's support was so essential and so important for us. Now let me turn to Airbus. All of you have heard of the 250 aircraft that Air India just about signed as a loose check for Airbus. There are more coming that I know. But Airbus is more than just makers of aircraft and seller of aircraft. They're also our partners in defense, they're partners in innovation, and they are also using India as a hub for shaping the future of aviation and defense. Their support was so important to us because of the symbol of Airbus in our partnership. So thank you very much for your support too. For Neville Group, they are here. I'd like to say that all of you know that Neville Group is a great partner for India, has been there for a long time, not just because they've built 6 Scorpene submarines in India, but also because they are collaborating with us in making maritime security a reality for both our countries and our region. So Neville Group has been a great partner for us, and together we are looking to the future of great advancements in technology for maritime security. When we look at Safran, I have to say that in our defense, everything that swims or dives underwater, almost everything that flies or walks on the ground has at least one saffron product in it. So this is something very few people realize. But saffron has been in India for a very long time, and together are great partners in realizing our vision of industrialization with advanced technologies in India. So thank you for your long-standing partnership and for the dreams and vision that we are building together for our future. Thank you very much, too. When we look at Airbus, Safran, or when we look at Naval Group, it isn't about buyer-seller or isn't about the products. They are part of a deeper and a broader vision that our two countries share, that our Prime Minister and President of France share about maritime security, about a peaceful and a stable international order, and particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. Let me turn to two companies that are part of health sector. Now, everyone in India has perhaps at least had one Sanofi product in their lives. It's part of my medicine chest too. Just as everyone who has been to a hospital in France, and I don't wish anyone to go there tonight, I want to tell you that you don't probably realize that there are 50% chance that you are going to have a Sri Aurobindo or an Arrow product. So this is the kind of partnership that we have. Sanofi in India, Arrow in France, and together we are dreaming or working together for a better health for humanity. There is Anju, of course. Anju traders represent Indian entrepreneurship that is building trade relationships between our two countries and creating jobs here in France. Now, I'd like to see Anju traders as inspiration for more Indian entrepreneurship becoming part of the industrial landscape and business landscape in France. Thank you very much for your support for this event. Air India was once the benchmark of airlines in the world. We all agree with that. Let me tell you, it is only a matter of time before the Maharaja of the skies reclaims his kingdom. So thank you very much, Air France, for all the support that you have given us, because I know for a fact that once again, that iconic image of Beatles descending at Heathrow Airport on the stairs where it said Air India will be back across the airports in the world. To my friends, JC Decaux, if you had walked through Champs-Élysées or anywhere else in France, in Paris over the past 1 month, you would have seen the posters of Namaste France. JC Decaux have been a great support for this festival, but JC Decaux as an even bigger believer in the future of India. When I hear JC Decaux speak about India's economic future, I actually feel that we should put him on stage in every public event anywhere in the world. JC Decaux, thank you very much for all your support. I'd like to also mention two partners here, Maison de l'Inde, Dr. Rasika. Maison de l'Inde is House of Indian Students here, and they have been a great support for us, Dr. Rasika. Thank you very much for being part of our family. To Seher and to Sanjeev Bhargav, a cultural organization from India, they have been great partners in organizing this festival. They were going to bring a wonderful craft bazaar, the artisanal village of 25 artisans from all over India, the best. And I'm sure you're going to see them back here. They were also going to organize some of our cultural events as well. So thank you, Seher, for being part of this journey. For all of you who've enjoyed the wine today, let me tell you, the wine is from India. There is Chandon, who's serving you rosé from India, and there is Ravi Vishwanath with his Grover Zampa from India. Now, if you've liked the wine, you have to thank Minister Piyush Goyal for putting that wine and spirit along with agricultural products on the EU-India FTA negotiations. So you have to thank him if you... And you have to tell Minister Olivier Beche to back it, because together we will enjoy what we learn from each other. And I tell you, you would have seen we learned great things from France, including some of the best joys of life. So thank you very much, Chandon, and for Grover. But I'd like to end by two things. One, of course, is to tell you about the star of the evening, Devdatta Gupta, who's the young, brilliant chef, a product of Paul Bocuse school, and who you'll see him soon on the stage. And I want to tell you something besides what he has done. A very special dessert awaits you. It is a dessert plate which will represent the offerings at festivals of 4 Indian faiths. That is the diverse, sweet taste of Indian diversity. And finally, we'll have for you, each of you, a gift. That gift is a silk scarf with a print of a painting by a modern painter, a great modern Indian painter, Syed Haider Raza. Syed Haider Raza is a symbol of the cultural ties between India and France, because he earned his spurs in India. He spent 6 decades of his life in Paris. He dived deep into the timeless spiritual traditions of India in his paintings, but he also imbibed some of the finest of the learnings that he acquired, impulses from this great city of Paris and this great country of France. So we thought we would present you with something that really represents India-France cultural ties. And just in case some of you don't know, we are celebrating 100th anniversary, his birth anniversary, and there is the greatest retrospective of Raza taking place now in Centre Pompidou. Those of you who haven't visited it, please go and see a great modern master, not just of India and of the rest of the world. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, as we say in India, picture abhi baki hai, doston. There is more to come. You're going to see 3 wonderful dance performances. One of them, given my proclivity for diplomacy, reflects the great Indo-Pacific heritage of both India and France. It is a dance troupe from Singapore that will bring alive the Angkor Wat temples, which are great symbols of India's spiritual links, India's cultural influence in Southeast Asia, in the Indo-Pacific region that extends back to millennia. But those wonderful temples that had once fallen into the ruins were rediscovered by French archaeologists in the 19th century. So both India and France have an enduring presence in Indo-Pacific region. Let no one else tell you this is something new for us. And we also have a Kathak performance, and we'll conclude with what else? Bollywood, 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 the music that is making the world dance to India's tune now. And my concluding remark is to say a big word of thank you to all of you for being here, but especially to my young and a very small team. They have done what is impossible to achieve. Proud to Praful in particular, Praful Chandra, to Pujya Priyadarshini, to Dipanshu Khurana, and to Anjali Surendranath. And to their wonderful, dedicated, committed teams, whose names are too long for me to repair, but they know in their hearts how much they have worked. They will never tell the world what they do, and you will never know. But really, you can't believe that such a small team has put together this great festival, and it just reflects the strength of India's youth, but it is also a reflection of what we, India and France, through our wonderful human resources, can achieve for ourselves and for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Thanks for your kind words. So meaningful.
Well, good evening, everybody. First of all, please allow me to join me to the salutation addressed by Mr. Ambassador and just salute you as ladies and gentlemen, dear friend, dear Piyush. I should also apologize because somebody decided, I don't know who, I don't know where, that after delivering the speech this morning in English, I should deliver the speech tonight in French. I think it should be a balance between the language of Shakespeare and the language of Molière. So I will speak French. Mesdames et messieurs, chers amis, d'abord, je voudrais remercier très sincèrement, très chaleureusement Monsieur l'ambassadeur pour ces mots et surtout pour l'incroyable soirée qui nous est permis de vivre ce soir. Ce qui nous a été présenté tout à l'heure est, je crois, la meilleure invitation à pouvoir se joindre à cette très belle dynamique franco-indienne. Nous avons pu découvrir à travers le son de Ricky Gage ainsi que les formidables images cette symbiose qu'il y a quelque part à la fois entre la nature et l'humain qui irrigue quelque part l'âme de l'Inde. Et je suis particulièrement heureux, cher Piyush Goyal, de pouvoir venir la découvrir très prochainement à l'occasion du G20 chez toi. Ce qui nous unit est évidemment d'abord le monde des affaires ce soir. Nous avons la chance d'être présents en Inde grâce aux entreprises françaises. Il y a plus de 700 entreprises françaises déjà présentes en Inde qui créent à peu près 450 000 emplois. Et dans l'autre sens, il y a un peu plus de 200 entreprises indiennes créant un peu plus de 8 000 emplois en France. Mais en réalité, ce qui nous unit va au-delà du commerce. Ce qui nous unit, ce sont des valeurs. Ce sont des valeurs qui sont partagées dans ce monde indo-pacifique en particulier, mais dans le monde en général, dans une période où les valeurs, justement, sont au cœur des combats modernes. Et nous partageons avec l'Inde ce souci du respect à la fois de la personne humaine, de l'état de droit, de la démocratie. Je voudrais là encore dire à quel point le soutien de l'Inde nous est précieux, à nous Français et plus globalement à nous Européens. Pour la France en particulier, parce que c'est vrai que ici, vu de Paris, on a souvent tendance à résumer la France au fameux territoire hexagonal. Mais en réalité, la France est un pays de l'Indo-Pacifique. Plus de 1,6 million de Français vivent dans des territoires français en Indo-Pacifique. Et si l'on rajoute les Français qui vivent dans les territoires des États de l'Indo-Pacifique, alors il y a en tout plus de 2 millions de nos concitoyens qui vivent dans cette zone, ce qui évidemment est pour nous un enjeu géopolitique stratégique. Mais derrière les valeurs, derrière les enjeux, derrière le commerce, il y a évidemment encore autre chose. Il y a ce que nous faisons, le sens que nous donnons à nos investissements. Car en agissant, en partant de la protection de la biodiversité sous les mers, sur Terre, évidemment, en œuvrant pour la santé des hommes, pour l'équilibre urbain des villes, pour l'environnement, et en allant jusqu'à la conquête de l'espace, en passant par la maîtrise du ciel, nous venons d'en parler à travers les contrats d'Airbus ou à travers les autres mobilités, à travers ce que nous créons ensemble pour trouver les énergies de demain. Ce que nous faisons ensemble dépasse de très loin le commerce et l'investissement. En réalité, ce que nous faisons, c'est créer le futur. Ce que nous faisons, c'est, à travers ces investissements, c'est agir pour notre planète, c'est agir pour l'humain, c'est agir pour le monde que nous laisserons à nos enfants. Et je crois que la devise qui a été retenue pour ce G20, pour cette présidence du G20, un cœur, une famille, un futur commun à construire, résume bien l'ambiance et surtout l'ambition qui est la nôtre aujourd'hui à travers le partenariat que nous entamons, que nous créons avec l'Inde, cet anniversaire que nous célébrons aujourd'hui en 2023, à la fois 75 ans de relations diplomatiques et 25 ans de partenariat stratégique. C'est un anniversaire, mais c'est surtout une invitation à construire ce futur ensemble, un futur qui soit beau pour nous, pour nos entreprises, mais surtout pour la planète, pour le monde que nous léguerons à nos enfants. Vive la coopération entre la France et l'Inde, vive la France et vive l'Inde. Merci.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce to you and welcome on your behalf a dynamic leader who is translating Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision in steering India's rapid industrial growth. The world's third largest startup ecosystem, the transformation of the textile industry, and India's burgeoning global trade and more. All of that is contributing to India's emergence as the world's fastest growing major economy. And just as important, the EU-India negotiation on free trade and investments are in his hands.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please applaud Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distributions and Textiles, Minister Piyush Goyal.
Bonsoir, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly wonderful to have Minister Olivier Beck amongst us this evening. It's been a privilege to meet him both at the G20, where we first met, through the day today, amongst our various engagements. And I find in him a true friend of India, somebody who believes in the French-Indian partnership. And I do look forward to working very closely with him through our G20 presidency this year, at the WTO, other various multilateral engagements, and of course, in firming up the India-EU free trade agreement, where, of course, wine is on the table, but not decided as yet. Ambassador Javed Ashraf, I have no words to express my gratitude to you for all that you have done to further this relationship. Friends, with your permission, let us give him a standing ovation. Thank you. Truly remarkable to see the detail that he has gone into to make this entire engagement, the business summit, the roundtable, my bilaterals, both with the minister and other business leaders, and of course putting together what a wonderful evening to celebrate the partnership, the friendship, the love and affection that the people of India and the people of France enjoy. It's truly a tribute to our leaders' friendship, President Macron, Prime Minister Modi, strengthening this 25-year strategic partnership, taking it to newer heights, and having very ambitious plans, very, very audacious goals for the businesses in both countries, for the people of both countries. All the other distinguished persons associated with the event today, the organizers, the members of the French and Indian team who've put this evening together, all the artists who did us proud, whether it was Mrs. Sridhar, whether it was Pascal of Bollywood, Ricky Cage, 3-time Grammy Award winner, UN Goodwill Ambassador, and somebody whose passion for this collective effort that we are all engaged in against climate change and the impact, the very, very detrimental impact that it can have on, particularly on vulnerable communities and countries, and the sensitivity which he has displayed in a very, very beautiful fusion of art and traditional Indian music reflected the concern that each one of us in this room has and is committed to work towards resolving. We will also be witnessing some wonderful Indian dance forms later this evening. And I must compliment Chef Gupta for the outstanding cuisine that he's put together this evening. Thank you very much to all the sponsors also, without whom, in any case, we couldn't have had such a grand show. And having been treasurer of my party for many years, I know how important the moolah is, the money is. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed living in momentous times. We have challenges all around us. We've just barely come out of the pandemic. We have a difficult situation, a conflict in Ukraine, which is a matter of concern for all of humanity. We have economies which are in distress. And within this very, very challenging situation, our togetherness, our working as friends, as brothers, as partners, holds out a ray of hope. Hope for humanity, hope for a better world. As Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, had said many, many years ago, all of us have inherited the planet as trustees for our children. We are duty-bound to leave behind the world as a better place to live in than the one we inherited. And I believe our collective conscience enjoins that we all work towards this vision and the wisdom that the Mahatma has left behind for us. We all work to make the planet a better place to live in. And towards that end, I think both France and India are committed. COP21 was truly a historic moment in history where over 194 countries came together with a shared vision, with a commitment, a collective commitment to work towards addressing the big challenge that is before all of us. I have very fond memories of that trip in Paris, late into November 2015. And I do believe the decisions taken that time, the shared commitments made at Paris in 2015, the nationally determined contributions that each country brought to the fore, the launch of the International Solar Alliance, where France and India worked together to present to the world an institution that would work for clean energy and promoting solar energy. All of these are fond memories which will, I think, outlive our lives, but certainly have laid down the pathway for all of us, businesses, people, and governments to work towards. I believe Prime Minister Modi's mission, the mission life towards sustainable lifestyles, the circular economy, our own efforts to promote reuse, recycling of waste, and reducing waste in a more energy efficient world, a world where we care for each other, a world where we won't let the islands ever go down and under. That is the collective commitment that Namaste France is articulating to the world. I'm sure the July event will be even more powerful in its message, will present India in its modern form, where we have a fusion of the traditional and an emerging economy, which is going to grow from a $3.5 trillion economy to a $35 trillion economy in the next 25 years as we progress from 75 years of independence, which we are celebrating this year, to 100 years of our glorious independence. And we have taken from France several messages, particularly the message of liberty. And I come from a land where we have the world's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity, after the Iron Man of India, the unifier of India, who made India one great nation, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, to the land of the Eiffel Tower, reflecting your tryst with destiny. And I think together, the Statue of Unity and the Eiffel Tower are both symbols which bring together both our lovely countries, both our people, with shared values for democracy, with a shared commitment of unity in diversity, with shared principles around global trading rules within a democratic framework, in a transparent framework. The India-EU partnership, the free trade agreement, will be another defining moment which I believe we are all committed to work towards, and I'm sure with the leadership of my good friend Olivier and the contribution of businesses both from France and India, and the support of the people of Europe and India, we'll be able to achieve a very, very vibrant, equitable, fair, and balanced free trade agreement, a comprehensive partnership between the two countries. We have a lot of shared interests in tradition, in art, in culture, a lot of common tastes. French toast or quiche would be very, very common in India, as would probably paneer tikka or chicken curry in France. I think you would have more followers and supporters of the French football team in India, given our large population, than you would probably have in France. There's so much more to this relationship, and today's event, Namaste France, is only a small representation of the tremendous potential of this partnership, of this brotherhood. I have come here today to extend my arm of friendship, of partnership, as a trusted partner of France, offering to you all the good things that are available in India, inviting you to visit India with your board members, the people of France coming to India as tourists, investors coming to India to get good returns. And by the way, the returns in the Indian stock market have probably been the highest in any of the world markets, with over 20% of our top 500 listed companies reporting a compounded annual return of over 20% for the last 20 years. So 20% of our stock market listed companies, the top 500, reporting 20% CAGR returns over the last 20-year period is truly a phenomenal investment opportunity, which I'm sure you would all like to look at very seriously. I invite you to trade with India, expand our trade in goods and services, and invite technology partnership between the two countries. Let us also exchange our traditions, our cultures, our art forms, so that together we can present to the world a very, very vibrant partnership and a brotherhood which will become our pride and our neighbors' envy. Thank you very much for the very, very warm welcome. Enjoy the evening.
Ahmed from Kashmir. The stalls are packed in a special way, and the paper mache box has been handmade by Riaz Ahmed, a winner of a national award and the UNESCO Award of Excellence. The box is specially designed for the mementos that are being presented to dignitaries during India's G20.
Kulu stalls from Himachal are made only using the highest quality sheep and yak wool from the higher reaches of Himalaya. Ghani stalls from Kashmir have been made by Fayaz Ahmed, as said before, who along with his brothers developed a highly sophisticated technique of creating calligraphy on stalls in the Ghani style of weaving. Did you know that each of the shawl have the weave on the looms takes between 4 and 8 months to complete? The 3 artisans were supposed to be here for the craft bazaar during Namaste France, but we hope to have back along with the other 20 artisans who would have been here for the bazaar. So please welcome on stage.
For Airbus, Mr. Venkat Kotkuri.
Elle a pas dû le dire.
One more time, thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Venkat Kotkuri.
For Air India, we call please Mr. Sanjay Jain. C'est à toi. Non, je sais pas. For Arrow, please welcome Mr. Venugopalan Muralidharan.
For JC Deco, Olivier Hérogel.
For Naval Group, Mr. Eric Papin. Please.
And for Sanofi, Mr. Karim Visanji.
Ladies and gentlemen, also we would like welcome the other sponsors to please come on stage and take a group photo for each of you. Individually, please. Please call Pooja. The chef got to stay and he said it's not for him. It's okay? You have enough? Okay. I thought there was not enough. Pause. And the contribution of French archaeologists in the rediscovery of these gems of global heritage. So let's please warmly welcome Amara.
ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ ತಾಂ ಸಾನಿಗನಿ ತಜ್ಜೇನು ಮಾಗರಿಸ ತಜ್ಜೇನು ಧಣ್ಣತ್ತ ತಿಮ್ಮಿತ್ತ ತಾಂ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ
झेणू मागरीचा झेणू दनी दनी माधरीचा
अजुनु तत्तिमी तटिकिटा तक
दनी दनी माधरीचा
अजुनु तटिकिटाम 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 तटिकिटाम
दनी दनी माधरीचा
अजुनु तक्कतिमी तटिकिटा
दनी दनी माधरीचा
तत्तिम तटिकिटाम तटिकिटाम
दनी दनी माधरीचा
अजुनु तत्तिमी
दनी दनी माधरीचा
तक्तिम तक्तिम तत्तिमी
सरी रे सा
तजुनु तत्तिमी
मा 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 दनी सा
तरि धन जुनु तिमी ताकड़ धी कर
सरी रे सा
तजुनु तत्तिमी तक्क
मा 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 दनी सा
तरि धन जुनु तिमी ताकड़ धी कर
चंद्रशेखरा
तद्दन्न तज्जुनु तत्तिमी तक्किट्ट
चंद्रशेखरा सरिगा मादनी सरिगा मागरी
चिंता तक्किट्ट रा
Amara, un palais féerique au cœur d'une vaste et mystérieuse cité nommée Ishvarapura. Cette terre est le royaume des dieux. On y trouve pas moins de 40 demeures accueillant des êtres célestes au sein de merveilles architecturales. Parmi tous les temples khmers, celui-ci est mon préféré. Bantei Srei, un lieu où je me sens chez moi, parmi mes amis yogini. Dans notre quête d'élévation spirituelle, nous avons pris refuge auprès du grand sage Yajnavaraha, guide des rois eux-mêmes. Notre maître nous a transmis bien plus qu'une simple diksha. Il a également consacré ce lieu, qui sera vénéré comme la citadelle des femmes. Shakti, incarnation de l'énergie féminine, réside ici en tant que Uma, auprès de son seigneur Tribhuvaneshvara, le gardien des trois mondes.
दण झोणू दिमी
Mama pari re ma sa sa ri ni ni sa.
तरी दण झोणू दिमी
Mama pari re ma sa sa ri ni ni sa.
तय तरी त धण त झोणू त धीमी
Ma da ma ni ma sa ma ni ma da ma pa.
तय तरी त धण त झोणू त धीमी
Ma da ma ni ma sa ma ni ma da ma pa.
त झणू त धीमी त तरिकिट
Ni sa ri ma pa da ni sa ri ma pa da.
त झणू त धीमी त तरिकिट
Ni sa ri ma pa da ni sa ri ma pa da.
त झणू धीमी तरिकिट
Ni 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 pa sa pa sa pa sa.
झणू धीमी तरिकिट
Ni 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 pa sa pa sa pa sa.
ताम तकिट त झणू त धीमी तक्किड दिक्किड दोंगिड नंगिड ताम तकिट त झणू त धीमी
Sa ni da pa.
तक्किड दिक्किड दोंगिड नंगिड
Ma pa sa pa ma pa. Sa ni ri sa ma ri pa ma da ni pa ti mi ta janu. Sa ni ri sa ma ri pa ma da ni pa ti mi ta janu. Kidadaram tak janu kidadaram tarikita. Kidadaram tak janu kidadaram tarikita. Tadam dam dam ta. Tadam dam dam ta. Tadam dam dam ta. Tadam dam dam ta. री 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 त झणू ताम त धीमी ताम तकिड द द मा 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 त झणू ताम त धीमी ताम तकिड झणू ताम धीमी ताम किड द री री सा पा मा पा री री त झणू ताम त धीमी ताम तकिड झणू ताम धीमी ताम किड द री त दो त ता
Ce joyau de l'art khmer a été témoin de la consécration de plusieurs temples royaux apparus ici, sur cette terre. Mais Bante Sri demeure inégalé dans son exquise beauté. Tel un cristal intemporel, il a surmonté toutes les tempêtes et dominé les Panchabhutas. Cette citadelle de beauté efface même les champs dévastés et les routes ensanglantées qui conduisent ici le pèlerin. Je me souviens d'un ancien proverbe khmer qui dit « La fleur tombée ne revient jamais sur la branche ». Pourtant, alors que je voyage à travers les époques, chaque jour dans ce fort rose, je me dis, la fleur tombée que j'ai vue regagner la branche était un papillon. Avec cette félicité dans le cœur, mes chakras sacrés s'ouvrent. Je suis Kambuja Rajalakshmi, la yogini résidant dans cet amara.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Moniza Nayak and her troupe.
Dance. The performance tells us of India's ancient and living cultural links with Southeast Asia and the contribution of French archaeologists in the rediscovery of these gems of global heritage. So let's please warmly welcome Amara.
ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ ಸಾನಿದನಿ ತಜ್ಜೇಣು ಮಾಗರಿಸ ತಜ್ಜೇಣು
ಧಣ್ಣತ್ತ ತಿಮ್ಮಿತ್ತದಾಂ
ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ ಸಾನಿದನಿ ತಜ್ಜೇಣು ಮಾಗರಿಸ ತಜ್ಜೇಣು దని దని మదరిస
ಅಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಟಿಕಿಟ ತಗ
దని దని మదరిస
ಅಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತಗಡಂ 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 ತಗಡಂ
దని దని మదరిస
ಅಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತಕ್ಕತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಟಿಕಿಟ
దని దని మదరిస
ತತ್ತಿಂ ತಗಡಂ ತಗಡಂ
దని దని మదరిస
ತಕ್ಕಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ
దని దని మదరిస
ತಕ್ತಿಂ ತಕ್ತಿಂ ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ
సరి రిస సరి రిస
ತಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ
మమ మమ మదరిస
ತಡಿ ಧಣ ಜಣ್ಣು ತಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಾಕಡ ತಗಡ
సరి రిస సరి రిస
ತಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತತ್ತಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕ
మమ
ಧನ ಜನು ಧಿಮಿ ತಾಕಡದಗದಿ ಕಡದಗ ತದ್ದಣ್ಣ ತಜ್ಜಣ್ಣು ತದ್ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ತಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಟ
ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ ಸರಿಗ ಮಗನಿ ಸರಿಗ ಮಗನಿ
ಚಿಂತ ತಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಟು ರಾ
Amara, un palais féerique au cœur d'une vaste et mystérieuse cité nommée Ishvarapura. Cette terre est le royaume des dieux. On y trouve pas moins de 40 demeures accueillant des êtres célestes au sein de merveilles architecturales. Parmi tous les temples khmers, celui-ci est mon préféré. Bantei Srei, un lieu où je me sens chez moi, parmi mes amis yoginis. Dans notre quête d'élévation spirituelle, nous avons pris refuge auprès du grand sage Yajnavalabha, guide des rois eux-mêmes. Notre maître nous a transmis bien plus qu'une simple diksha. Il a également consacré ce lieu, qui sera vénéré comme la citadelle des femmes. Shakti, incarnation de l'énergie féminine, réside ici en tant que Uma, auprès de son seigneur Tribhuvaneshvara, le gardien des trois mondes.
झणु तधिमि तरिकिट झणु तधिमि तरिकिट तज्झणु रिमि तरिकिट झणु रिमि तरिकिट तकिट तजणु तदिमि तक्किड दिक्किड दोंगिड नंगिड ताम तकिट तजणु तदिमि तक्किड दिक्किड दोंगिड नंगिड
Ce joyau de l'art khmer a été témoin de la consécration de plusieurs temples royaux apparus ici, sur cette terre. Mais Panteisrei demeure inégalé dans son exquise beauté. Tel un cristal intemporel, il a surmonté toutes les tempêtes et dominé les Panchabhutas. Cette citadelle de beauté efface même les champs dévastés et les routes ensanglantées qui conduisent ici le pèlerin. Je me souviens d'un ancien proverbe khmer qui dit « La fleur tombée ne revient jamais sur la branche ». Pourtant, alors que je voyage à travers les époques, chaque jour dans ce fort rose, je me dis, la fleur tombée que j'ai vue regagner la branche était un papillon. Avec cette félicité dans le cœur, mes chakras sacrés s'ouvrent. Je suis Kambuja Rajalakshmi, la yogini résidant dans cette amara.
Thank you, Amara, for this wonderful performance. Thank you so much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next performance. Monisa Nayak is an accomplished Kathak performer of the Jaipur, Ghana. Monisa Nayak is an unparalleled artist of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations and has performed widely in major festivals in India and abroad. Monisa Nayak and her troupe will start their performance with Gayatri Mantra, which will be followed by Tarana. It's a musical and rhythmic treat based on the 7 notes of music, which are arranged in a certain manner to create an abstract musical pattern. The dancers follow this musical pattern and create movements and images in space which coincide with the notes of the music song. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Monisa Nayak and her troupe.
गायत्री देवता आयातु वरदा देवी अक्षरं ब्रह्म संमितं गायत्रीं छन्दसा माता इदं ब्रह्म जुषस्वनः ओजोऽसि सहोऽसि बलमसि भ्राजोऽसि देवानां धामनामासि विश्वमसि विश्वायुः सर्वमसि सर्वायुः अभिभूरो गायत्रीम् आवाहयामि सावित्रीम् आवाहयामि सरस्वतीम् आवाहयामि
na dir dir dem 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 ta dir na na dir dir dem 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 ta dir na na dir dir dem 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 ta dir na na dir dir dem 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 ta dir na tum dir dir dem tum dir dir dem ta dir na tum dir dir dem tum dir dir dem ta dir na ta dir dem ta dir dem ta dir dem na 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 dir na ta na na
The final act of the evening is going to bring you to your feet. The Oscar-winning Natu Natu, a number from the global blockbuster movie Pathaan and more. Thank you. Please welcome our Bollywood dancers.
छुप छुप कर अरे मुझको हुई न खबर चोरी चोरी छुप छुप कर कब प्यार की पहली नजर आए ले गई
I please call on stage Aparna Sridhar and Pascalini, Ricky Cage and team, Ars Dance Company, Monisa, Nayak and troupe, and last but not the least, the Bollywood troupe.
And of course, we need the chef Debdutta Gupta, who made this delicious dinner for us.
We'll do a group photo with all the artists, so they will come. They're coming by the inside. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bonjour, je suis une grande fan de vous.
Oh,
De votre quartier à Carrière et c'était magnifique. May I also call on stage, please, Ambassador and Dr. Ghazala Shahabuddin, accompanied by Minister Piyush Goyal, along with his spouse as well, Mrs. Seema Goyal. We call, please, Ricky Cage and team on stage. Tu peux m'appeler Pooja? Tu peux demander à Pooja de venir, s'il te plaît? Ricky Cage left? Non. Bon, bah ils sont pas là, hein, tant pis. Tant pis. Ok, c'est parti. Ils sont partis, they left. Ouais, ils vont revenir. T'enchaînes, t'enchaînes. Vas-y, enchaîne.
Thank you, ministers, ambassadors et artistes. And thank you, everyone. Nous espérons que vous avez bien sûr passé un excellent moment en notre compagnie et nous vous souhaitons une bonne fin de soirée à toutes et à tous. Merci beaucoup d'être venus ce soir.
इस उत्सव की रौनक की तरह इंडिया और फ्रांस की मित्रता हमेशा जगमगाती रहे।